Hello and welcome to this video. I'm just going to make a hopefully fun video to announce that I'm going off for 3 weeks for vacation. So in that time there won't be any videos. I'm going to join the daily Blitz arena, which is a 5-minute tournament, and I'm going to play a couple of berserking games, and see that playing aggressive stuff. Maybe I can catch up a little bit. Have to be really fast. Okay, that wasn't really super aggressive. But what can you do? I have to be fast. Maybe some e5 coming up my way. 92 e5 is good. I have to be a little bit lighter on the commentary if I'm playing berserking chess on 5+0. Okay, e5 is... There are even better versions of this break, but let's go for it. Take 6, knight g4. And I have some tactics coming. Queen b6 check maybe is an idea, or simply grabbing e5. Unfortunately, the white player here is taking his time. He's allowed to, obviously, but that means I'm not going to win super quickly, if at all. Yeah, he probably has not anticipated this check, because, well, you have to play king h1 anyway. There's no other move, really. Okay. Well, I'll just take it, right? It can only be a better version of the whole thing. Oh, no, I can take that queen. So that was the point, what he was thinking. Anyway, happy to have a quick 3 points. And maybe I can... I'm 30 minutes late, and I'm going to lose like a minute or so grabbing my coffee, which is currently in the process of being made by that Mr. Coffee. So let's get going. e4 and get some active moves out. The problem with me playing this kind of gambit style is I have no clue. I know some of those openings from the black side, but I only know the good lines and not the bad lines. Like, this is clearly not great for black, but I don't really know exactly sometimes how to punish that, because when I study that for black, I only look at the good stuff, and that can be a problem. And that was probably not a good move. Well, okay, this is now fine. Queen f3 is a threat. Probably will castle. No, did not castle. I cannot take c7, unfortunately, as queen c5 check wins material. Whoa, okay. So let's go queen f3, attacking the knight. It's not quite clear what he's supposed to do. Okay, so this one. Now if the knight moves, I take g4 with a check. So that wins a huge chunk of material. I probably already could have taken f6 immediately here, right? Bishop f6. Maybe. Okay, I only have like 2 minutes, and I don't really see a move for black. I'm threatening to take f6, then g4. The knight cannot move, and then g4 drops with check. So there are multiple problems here for black. If you try to catch up in such a tournament, you have to win quickly, and sometimes hope that opponents resign also timely and not drag out a totally lost position forever. By the way, this is my Blitz rating, which really has tanked. That's nice, thank you. Has tanked over the last week. I did not really do well in the arena style tournaments that I play for my chess club, and you don't see the standing this way. Really, it's not so good. My layout is mostly good for looking at single single games and not a tournament. But I keep you posted if it's getting somewhat interesting. Like if I'm actually closing in on leaders in that event, I'm going to let you know. But first I have to win many more games. So, okay. Yeah. My idea, okay, just takes everything. My idea is h5, h4 and play for mate. Why not? Oh, I can still play h4. I was mostly saying oh because I did not think about f4 at all. It's not clear that it is a bad move, but it was not something that I had expected at all. A bit strange still, as I feel f4 is weakening white quite considerably, you would think. Well, now he's taking his time. What is he doing here? Queen f3 maybe? No, takes it. Knight e4 is an interesting move. So have to... b6 is not so good, yeah? The diagonal here is very much open. Attacks the bishop, so I'm going to cover that. Like the b pawn, so... Interesting. Interesting. So what is he doing? I can take here first, yeah? Oh, really? Okay, take this. Okay, so how do we play? Knight here. Intending knight to f4. He has given up a whole chunk of pawns there on the king side, right at the king, which is a bit surprising. Okay, he's attacking the rook, yeah? I should not blunder that. Interesting. Yeah, it's not entirely clear given the time situation. 1:33. Okay, I'm going to go here. Can we trade some stuff? He's going to play rook f1. Maybe trying to trade this. So this is traded. Now I'm covering e5. So my idea is king f8 and knight f4. Okay. Not sure that I still want to do that. This rook is really not good, yeah? It's not well placed at all. I would still like to play knight f4. Check king d7, queen g7. It's really tough to sort this position. Maybe I'm just... Yeah, let's just go to c7 then. Yeah, this is not so good, actually. Not so good at all. He's played the start of the game really not good, but now he's playing well, and I'm not playing well at all. Running into this d6 move is pretty bad. Wow, I don't even have a good move now. d6, and it's so easy to play. That's the worst part. I mean, what is he supposed to do wrong here? Ah, crazy. Yeah, I cannot defend. It's just totally lost. Queen f7. Yeah, all those moves are simple. I just blundered the queen. Wow, that was terrible. Okay, I need to get the coffee. That was a pretty awful game. How did that happen? I mean, you just let me take on h2 for no reason. I'm 2 pawns up. And then I suddenly kill myself somehow. Awful. And then you cannot play catch up if you lose games like that. That's pretty bad. Hmm? 1800 was my opponent's rating. Okay, now I'll play the Albans, which is just total trash. But let's see if he has, if he knows anything about it. Yeah, this is I think how it is played nowadays. Now black is struggling to get the pawn back, but you can get it back. And this is, I think, still the relatively best way. What on earth? Get some weird update message. Yeah, so what is he doing here? Come on. Oh. Takes ages. He takes f6. I'm going to take f4 and then queen takes f6. That looks like quick development. He can play f7 though. I just realized that. It's a pretty bad oversight on my part. f7 is strong. It doesn't do it. Okay. Oh, that's helpful. Okay. More of that kind of game, please. And I can actually catch up a little bit. I need the quick pairings and so on, then you can do stuff. I have played those tournaments really only very rarely, so my experience there is limited, but the key part is playing somewhat reasonable, and if I'm playing bullshit like the game before that, it's going to be difficult. I was thinking about some h4, h5 business, but doesn't look like that. Yeah, that is more of a, that's more like a good exchange Slav for white, because black's bishop on g7 is just misplaced. It's known to be quite good for white for a very long time. Okay, let's see what Igor is doing. I was a bit of a non-starter in terms of an exciting opening. Yeah, I sometimes play like routinely, like d4 and so on, and then wait, I wanted to play more aggressively. I only remember that once it is done. Yeah, people play extremely slowly here. Well, what are they doing? They're not going to reinvent the wheel here in such a structure. Yeah, now d5 is hanging. Okay, queen d5, knight c3, yeah? That is what he wants to do. Knight c3, and e2 is hanging with a check, so cannot do that. The main deficit in black's position is that the bishop on g7 is just completely pointless, just looks at d4, while all my pieces are somehow related to the queen side. I'm currently threatening knight takes e4 and then bishop c7, picking up material. So he cannot just play any move. Let's see what he does. Probably wants to lose on time if you see that he has spent 2 minutes after 13 moves. Okay, so he stopped this idea that I mentioned, but it's still a nice position for me. Knight b5 also came into consideration. Yeah, maybe bishop to d7 now, trying to kick my queen away. I will probably win that on time. He's just moving so slowly. Yeah, next game I have to play the King's Gambit or something like that. Wow, okay. Threatening something. Something on the queen side. Queen d7 is kind of a non-move. Just like, now we can go back again. Yeah. So here, if I move the knight, also, I mean, this is hanging b2. What about b3 here? Is that a move or is that bad? c7 is nicely protected. Okay, I have to play somewhat faster. That looks costly. No, attacking the queen, attacking the knight. There's the bishop still lurking on h2. I just win a piece here. There's nothing to do about that. At least I don't see it. No, that's just a piece. Oh, come on. You're not going to continue this, right? Okay. Well, then it's difficult to ever do something in this tournament. If people insist on playing this on. I mean, I would completely understand if he's like hugely ahead on the clock, but he's playing slower. I mean, really slow. So there's absolutely no chance to win on time. The reason why this is not making any sense is like he cannot score points himself. He's just stalling. Yeah, basically what will happen anyway. And in the meantime, he cannot score points. That's the problem. So he's basically just, yeah, lowering his prospects in the tournament. And at the same time, of course, it's just, yeah, not helping me. But it's also just bad for him. Yeah. What can you do? Yeah, this is just it just makes no sense in terms of tournament play. Yeah, that loss here was really costly. That stupid loss. If I would have won that, I would have had would have already been in a pretty good streak. But anyway, let's see how it goes. I have to, I think, or remember that I wanted to play more aggressively in the opening. So stuff like that. You get many of those declined King's Gambit type of position, and this is really good for white. Very comfortable to play. Oh, okay. That's a piece, huh? Yeah, I'm a piece up after 10 moves. That's good. What is he doing here? Queen to b7. Okay. Okay. Okay, come on. Play it very simple. I thought I could maybe sacrifice the b pawn, but it's really not necessary. It wasn't actually what I wanted. I wanted to play queen e4, but then there is d5, which is not really that nice. This is looking nice, though. I have a really excellent knight on e4. So, oh, he's boxing in his own piece there. Now on f8. Or will go to on f8. Go to f8. So yeah, this way at least the bishop, black's bishop, can come to d6. Still not any fun for him. Trying to open up the a file, but maybe he will just go back with the queen. Yeah. d5 was hanging. Maybe I should have taken that. But I think the way I'm doing this here is fairly simple and straightforward. To cover b3 first. And next idea is to take on g6 and open up the h file for my rook. I can still take on d5. It's very difficult for him to ever move the d pawn and give me additional squares like e4 and a4. It's really not going to happen. Yeah. Just resigning would be good, but hopes of that happening are really slim. Yeah, this stops everything on the queen side. Okay, this one has to take with the f pawn then. And now this knight is coming to e4. Yeah, he cannot move rook h b8 because, yeah, well, technically he can, but he's giving me this pawn with a huge check, and I'm winning more material now. Check. And that's checkmate. Okay, that was helpful for a quicker win. Okay, I'm on 35th. I think you see that, right? During the small breaks before a new game happens. So okay, FM Andro 2 is also berserking. Oh, that's nice. Get a Dirty Harry in. Yeah, one of the main lines, if you want to call it that, of the Dirty Harry. Rook c8 or bishop e7. I don't remember. I think the other one. I made this mistake before. It's not a big problem. It's just like the other move order is probably stronger. Not sure. Queen a5. Rook c5. Okay, let's start with that. All right, yeah. How do we do that? This one maybe. It's a bit lame, Queen c5, but it's a solid move. Yeah, so he tries to do something in an end game, which is normally not very promising, honestly. The thing is that I have d6 covered with the king. And if the king is doing a useful job in this situation, it's normally completely okay. Okay. That's interesting. b4 is not a very desirable move here, honestly. a5, he can trade everything, and that king and pawn ending is not so good. So have to take it. Nah. Okay, this is a strange decision. Yeah, 22 seconds is a bit of a problem here. That move I didn't even recognize as legal, let's say. Ah, shoot! Don't tell me I'm losing this game. That would be awful. I probably am losing this game. My rook is just stuck. Oh my goodness, this is so awful. He had no business winning this game. Like, none at all. It was just misplaying that ending, actually. Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, he was totally misplaying this ending. Okay, I'm not going to analyze that now. That would drive me crazy. I just wanted to try to win because this whole play was so awful. Rook d3. This is completely weird. And I probably just still cannot win, even though that was just a stupid move. I should just do something simple and win then. Or, let's say, hope for more strange moves and then win. Okay, this is easy to drum up some craziness. It seems like he wants to play d5. What? Knight f6? What are you doing here? Okay. Something like knight g5 and then e6 would be good. What? e6? Really? That looks weakening. e6 and then c5 maybe is what he tries to do. That could be something. Yeah, anyway, we wanted to play some crazy chess, so let's do it. Yeah. Objectively, this is not good for me. That I should have not played f3, but yeah, this is good, yeah, what he's doing. He's putting more pressure on the center. Yeah, they have to go here, which is kind of dicey. Dicey is the wrong word, but it's very unstable, the whole position. But again, I have h5 coming. It's not totally clear what his idea is. f6 maybe, but then I can maybe take g6 also. Yeah, it's not a clear situation. Yeah, I mean, this is tough to believe, yeah, that this is good, but okay, anyway, so if I take, yeah, that is probably then okay. It's tough to really. I can take g6, yeah. F takes here, or yeah, this one, yeah. e6 is hanging now. Queen a5, bishop d2 should be okay. Wow, that's totally crazy. What? You can give up the queen here? Okay, check. My bishop on g6 is covering e8. No, not anymore. So I have to castle away. No, let's not make things too sophisticated. And knight e5. Probably shouldn't have allowed that with the tempo. Wait, c8 was hanging, right? Shoot. Yeah, those pawns now should really decide. Rook e1 is just one check. Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah, I can promote and take e5, yeah. Only has one check here. It's, pinning here should be good. Yeah, I have 30 seconds, so it's good. It's enough time. Trending queen g8. And now we should have, oh god. Okay. Yeah, 46. Yeah, those stupid losses, they're really, really painful. They break the streaks and you need those 5 points. Clearly, I'm not playing well, so I don't deserve any of those streaks, but maybe I should have played h4. That's actually a pretty good line. At least it's fully playable. And the likelihood that my opponent has more ideas here than I have is pretty high, because that's not my usual line. Really? Wow. Yeah, I understand. This is kind of nothing, right? Maybe less than nothing. Okay, so at least I'm keeping the b pawn. Yeah, opponent is called Gamma Ray Burst. If you are not aware what a gamma ray burst is, you should look that up. It's something that hopefully never happens to us in our lifetime. Yeah, I'm just stuck in that ending where I have the slightly better pawn structure. It's not a bad position at all. It's just, yeah, it's not very inspiring. Doesn't look like any quick win possible, but it's not too bad. He has this odd bishop on b7, and like c7, sorry, c6 and a5 are somewhat weak. So this one, and maybe b4, b5. Black's problem is that he's somewhat stuck there and cannot do much active. In terms of active ideas, he's really short. This one first. And then b4, b5. I mean, b4 would actually help him to get rid of one weak pawn, so it's something that I'm not totally sure of. I can also try queen c5, queen b6. Yeah, maybe. It's also quite annoying. If he takes, bishop takes, I will win a pawn. So this is not so easily possible. And he has to always take care of the c6 pawn as well. I wonder if b4 is good. Just b4 takes, and then march the a pawn. He's pretty much stuck there. I don't see what he can do about it. And this one maybe? That could be it. That's at least a bit annoying. He cannot take d4 as the queen is hanging, and the queen now is attacked, so if he takes b6, bishop takes b6, I'm winning a5 again. So yeah, so there was a can happen. So it was just like a smallish trap kind of move, and it didn't hurt it didn't hurt at all. So 31st. Yeah, opponent understands tournament strategy and Beserked as well. I think if you are somewhat higher rated, it is pretty much the best strategy in those tournaments to Berserk almost all games. Yeah, it's a fairly normal theoretical position out of this Alapine. White setup is fairly harmless, but of course white is solid. That's a bit strange, honestly. Why would the bishop be on b2? Okay, I can simply take that pawn. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. I don't see it. What's the deal? b4, queen c7. Should be okay. Yeah, so I just won a center pawn. Where do we go? This is not bad, right? Active move, and we attack the bishop, And there's knight g4 possible. Knight g4 now is a double attack. It's not bad, right? Probably queen, no, queen g3 I can actually take here. So here I can check or take on f2 or take on f2. Queen takes king h1. Then move the knight or check here. Queen h4. Rook e4 is met by knight f2. Yeah, so I'm going back. It's okay. The queen on h4 is at least fairly active. Rook c8. Tempo. Queen d4 check. Queen d4 check, for Christ's sake. That was much better, yeah? Okay, it's still a big threat. It's not quite clear what he's doing about it. Queen d4 check. Rook e3 would have, yeah, still been playable, but he has no move now, actually. Rook c8 was not, I didn't intend to do it like that, but it's actually even better than queen d4. Because he's got nothing now that he can do. The bishop has no good square to go to. Yeah. Ah, come on. By now you will lose it on time, even if I blunder the house. Yeah, again, I'm just saying it's bad tournament strategy. If you feel you're hopelessly lost, I mean, this is just like trolling, but it doesn't make any sense in the context of a tournament success for him. So it's just something where you should resign and move on. Oh, got that weird opening even from a higher rated player. A bit surprising. Huh, okay. So a6, is that something great for black? I don't know. It looks odd. So I will get this back, and at the end of the day I should have some extra material here. It's a bit odd. Yeah, so bishop takes. And then, yeah, I think I'll just castle here, right? Now, how do we play this? The bishop is a little bit off. Queen d3 maybe. Just cover e4, and bishop takes f4 next would be good. Okay. And now if I just take f4, that should be very okay. Bishop f6. Yeah, I can't even play b3, because if he takes a1, I have bishop takes d6 check. So can easily save that. So maybe this one, and then move the rook. Yeah, that's good. So what is that all? 7. I have quite a good chunk of extra pawns and an attack. So maybe c3 was even stronger. But okay, this is nice. Huh? I have an attack and still 2 pawns up. Yeah, black's king position is not really nice. Yeah, all the extra pawns on the queen side alone would be probably enough to win, but again, this king. Yeah, what do we do? Mate or queen? Yeah. There's this funny quote, yeah, first take the queen, you can still checkmate later, but... Oh, actually it's getting interesting here, right? I'm only 5 points behind the leader in the tournament. But there are some other strong players competing, and they are maybe even more dangerous in the hunt for the first places. Yeah, I play that line here quite often in Blitz because it's easy to play. In my Fight Like Magnus course, I advocated for knight f6 lines in the Alapin, and I still believe they are perfectly good. But my experience is in those Blitz games that I fare a little bit better with this d5 and bishop f5 line. Somehow I'm able to make, I just play faster somehow and have easier decisions. This is an important consideration for Blitz. It sometimes shifts a little bit the value of lines. That the objectively knight f6 is not objectively better than d5, but a line that I would definitely feel very comfortable with in a classical time control game is a little bit less comfortable for me in Blitz. So he took on f6, which is weakening, of course, my king position a little bit. But on the other hand, who's attacking actually here? I think I'm actually making the attacking play. Now knight c3 is a threat. And of course, okay. Do I have something here? Knight c3. I can still win that exchange. It's the knight is very strong, you know. Knight f4 is also yeah, an idea that is pretty promising. So I was thinking just king h8, rook g8, play for an attack on white's king. That can often be a good and simple choice to just attack instead of grabbing material. But here I don't really see much of a counterplay. He has rook e4. I've got rook c1 coming. Is an important idea. If I get the rook off, then I don't see much counterplay. Unfortunately, I have to do that. Shut my bishop down, but rook c3 was an idea, I have to say. Now that I look at this again, I think I can play f5 here. f5 and e4. All of a sudden activating my bishop again. No, queen e4 was a mistake, I think. Yak attack. He has to go back, basically. Something like queen h4. I mean, he doesn't want to trade queens, but something like that. I can take the queen and play rook c1, and then white's probably going to fall apart pretty quickly. But the problem is, yeah, okay, I'm just taking and do this. This should be pretty decisive. It's to take. And now rook c3. It's got rook d1 still. Okay, let's check. And now what? e4 check. Can check him again. Check. And then finally e3. If he takes rook check, I win the bishop. And I also threaten to take on f2 to promote. That should end the game, more or less. Okay, take here to promote. Yeah, people don't really resign much. Again, it harms their own chances. I'm not complaining here. I just like it doesn't really make much sense to prolong games that are really totally hopeless. How many c3 Sicilians do I get? That's and bishop e2 all the time, which is not even the most popular way of playing this. Pretty surprising. Knight takes, actually interesting. I wonder, maybe I actually played slightly dodgy move order here. Queen a4. I played a dodgy move order. Ouch. I shouldn't take so early. I shouldn't take so early on d4. That's going to be critical. If he plays well now, I'm in huge trouble. Okay, this is not the move that I feared most. It's still dangerous. But bishop e3 is not essentially important here, because I would be never able to take d4 anyway. Okay. So he plays very, very slowly. Yeah, he doesn't try to kill me. Okay, e5. Not happy, but I have to play it. My position is still not good. I mean, he could have played much stronger, of course, but the position is still not very good. Unless I manage f5. If I can play f5 next without getting destroyed, then this is actually okay. Even then, yeah, we'll see. Okay. is he doing here? I don't get this at all. Is this any good? Oh, okay. I didn't see that idea. That's a bit of a pain, actually. It's very difficult to get rid of the rook once it is on h7. Yeah. That opening screw up. That was painful, really. Yeah, I completely screwed up the move order in that opening. Took on d4 too early. Yeah, and it's a bit weird because, okay, I was heavily criticizing his play and he still won, but I still am right because I should have never seen move 15 in this game. But I overlooked queen h3. Queen h3. That made this whole operation with e4 just wrong. Against the somewhat better players, I will play more of my normal openings because I'm just going to... then you get this kind of snoozer. Oh my god. Yeah, I should have played something crazy. This is just utterly boring and not even in the slightest way promising, unfortunately. Yeah, he can take on d5 with the queen for... Yeah, it's probably equal. Or does he have something clever now? Something? I don't think so. I mean, a knight move somewhere, but that doesn't make much sense. Leave me with the bishop in this position. Yeah, just king takes is correct. Maybe you can argue that I have a very slight pressure in this position. No, probably not. Nah, it's just equal. d4, d4, knight g4. That was lucky, actually. Could have been easily a blunder. Okay, try to do something here with b4. Okay, interesting. Probably not a mistake or so what he did, but still I didn't expect that. And then he has knight b6, and that was premature. Yeah, anyway, this is interesting. Get the outside H passer and the B passer potentially. So knight a3 got king c6. I take this a6. Probably doesn't quite work. Where can I get the knight? Is there a good square? Cannot go to f3 because of the fork. Yeah, come on, I have to just be a bit quicker here. The time is a bit of a problem. Yeah, take h5. He's just about catching this. Yeah, so it doesn't work. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I have 26 seconds. It's a bit of a problem. The position is, I think, probably still a draw. Yeah. 5 points, yeah. My streak is unfortunately completely broken. Knight bd7, do it. That would be nice. Oh, I blundered d4, but he didn't take it. Okay. Well, maybe I can get some attack going here. I have already some pieces lined up. This one. It doesn't look like it should work for black, but this is not the refutation. Yeah, this looks equal, but not equal on the clock, unfortunately. Let's see. A4, yeah. A4 would be good. Weaken his queenside structure a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he did there, but the rook maneuvers made relatively little sense to me. C4 is still at a check here. Yeah, I can take f5, I think. f5, then rook c6. This is maybe even better, right? Bishop f3. Maybe he can play 5 and somehow still survive all that. Not sure about this move. I want to be ready to play b5 against a5. Maybe it's too slow. Yeah, I can take. He could have taken and played the king, maybe. Rook d4 check is not helping him. The other one there was better. No, I have no move. This is so idiotic. What am I doing? b7. This guy is just killing himself in this endgame, and I'm not exploiting that. This is so awful. He's playing so badly that I'm still winning, but I have 8 seconds. Yeah, I lost on time. This is the worst part of losing. Like, the opponent does everything to show you that he has no idea, and then you still lose on time because you fail to take one of those winning opportunities. Yeah, this is like awful. Okay, I can make a full tiltish opening here. It doesn't seem to matter anyway, as long as you're fast. Yeah, doesn't feel like I'm 5 tempi down, yeah? a little bit. It's a bit awkward. It should be, yeah? I have, oops, no, not pre-move bishop c6. And black has a great position now. Maybe I should play those completely trollish bullshit more often. People don't refute it. Yeah, it's one of the best positions that I had all evening after 20-something moves. Rook a7, f7 coming next. Your opponent offers a draw, no. No draw for you. And now he will let the clock run down. No, threatening a mate. Okay. H6 is still a mate. Would be a good reply otherwise. Is that possible? It looks really trollish, but it's not so bad. Yeah, he has to go into some kind of self-pin, which is not really nice. The queen has no reasonable square, really. A2. A2 looks uninviting. He always has knight e6, though. This is really quite annoying. Yeah. So I don't really care much about the exchange. The rooks don't feel very important here. Knight on c5 is good. And my bishops are very strong. Queen f2 maybe, but then I'll take b3, I guess. I know it looks like I'm just playing crazy stuff, but I think, I honestly think this is an okay position. At least okay, maybe more. Okay, I didn't see that b6 is hanging, but we'll see how bad that is. Okay, he doesn't want to take it. I think I can play that ending, but I'm not sure if I should. This one still. I'm still worried that he will take it. I rather play that ending. I win a4. I have bishop h6. This is a fantastic play for 2 exchanges. The rooks even, I mean, they don't even have squares, you know. And then A and B pawn are just going to win the game. Don't see what he's doing against it. And this one. Let's see, bishop over here. Then he might have a counterplay there. I'm going to take this first. I'm not going to make a draw. Offer to draw again. I don't think he liked that game much. Got the same opening a moment ago. I don't know. Maybe I can play this. It's very crude, but can be dangerous. How does he defend against this attack? If I take h6, takes queen e3, g8. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. So this one now, bishop takes h6. It's close. As I already said that it's close. g8 takes. That is something where a little bit more time would definitely help. Yeah, okay. I had the standard attacking idea. Knight g8. That's pretty much the only move, I think. Unless I have completely lost my mind. Knight g8, and then you can take g8, king takes, queen h6. And then the question is if that is breaking through, if you're winning then or not. And I couldn't quite figure it out. Yeah, knight g8 is the only move. What are you thinking? So now, okay, I have to do that. And you also have these checks, queen g3 check and so on. Check, king h8. It's probably not helping though. Okay, take here. f6 is probably the issue. And then I can take here and win even more stuff. Check here, there's queen g7. So I take this. I lack this rook. Yeah, if I would have the rook somewhere to lift, then this would work for sure. Right, g6 check. It's not quite working. It's not quite working. I mean, this is why I hesitated. Yeah, it was clear that something was in the air, but I felt it wasn't quite working. But at the end, I had spent so much time on it. I felt I had to do it anyway. Yeah, you can play for counter attacks now. Queen c6. I have 3 pawns at least. That is not bad. Rook e7 check is now a threat. Rook h3. It's still not totally simple. Okay, I can check here. Doesn't do much though. I have no square. Unbelievable. Yeah, it was extremely slow. A shame that I didn't keep a pawn somehow. Yeah, it was not really the most correct sacrifice probably. But this is a typical attacking idea that can work if you have a little bit more firepower. No, don't think I played those people before. Yeah, maybe I can get at least good Dirty Harry winning. I had a nice position earlier and then screwed it up totally. Yeah, this is one of those lines where black is instantly winning basically. But I still managed to screw this up in quite a number of blitz games, which is probably a testament to my total stupidity. So yeah, this I shouldn't screw up. That would be really awful. Yeah, I can just play for an attack here. I don't need to do anything particularly fancy. This one, that is a bit fancy, but it's not bad. So that after king c2 I can actually take with check, and I'm threatening to castle queenside to win the queen. Check. Now this one for the next rook coming. Yeah, maybe just a check. Yeah, rook d2 incoming, which he stopped. But he can barely move here. Queen b1, queen d3 check. But how is he stopping it? Don't see how. No. Yeah, so at least I got a good Dirty Harry winning. And I'm not even getting on third place. Well, I was 30 minutes late, so a couple of points. I screwed up too many good positions, so if that could have been avoided, well, I would have very nice streaks here by these guys here at the top. Oops. I'm not on pause, right? No. What's going on here? It doesn't even work. Not quite, at least. Like the castling queen h5, I don't think that should work. Yeah, probably just castle, I mean. So queen h5, bishop f5 somehow is supposed to work, yeah. I can also play queen b3 in this position, then there's c6, queen h5. Yeah, maybe I'm not having a direct win or so, or I already missed it. I mean, this is nice here, this position. So it's not really necessary to win immediately always. Okay. Which one? This one? Or to d6? Let's go to c5. I mean, I'm obviously quite a bit better here, but it's not a position that will be converted quickly. If at all. I mean, it's not like I'm winning. It's just like I have a nice advantage. Bishop f5 he can play though. I cannot take b5. I just want to make sure that this is always nicely protected. Okay, rook here. So I should win this pawn. Okay. Goes for this counter play. Take there, bishop d3, check. Yeah, that is actually true. This is a viable way of playing for him. I have 2 seconds, 10 seconds. This is pointless. Yeah, and I don't get a game anymore. So I finished on 7th place. Really not playing well, I don't know. Lost many good positions, really. And the performance is pretty awful. I mean, still berserking 100%, but I lost far too many good games. I didn't do any analysis, and I can briefly check the games that I lost. Yeah, this was the beginning of this whole when you are here. I mean, it's crazy actually. This is just minus 1.4. You would think it's totally lost, and it's okay. It is kind of totally lost, but I did not manage to put this away at all. Rook c7, rook f5. It was still fine here, but then I lost the plot, really. Yeah. But now it's difficult. f6. f6 is such an ugly move. But after that, I'm already struggling a lot. Knight f4 seems to still hold, but yeah, here rook f6 is killing already. The engine finds some kind of miracle defense, but I couldn't. Knight h4. It was possible. I mean, this is kind of simple, so he didn't really have to show anything at the end. Yeah, this was super annoying because I got this equal ending, and then he completely outplayed himself, yeah, by fairly weird moves like g3. What? Why would you play g3 here and weaken the whole king side? I don't know. So this is just okay, and I was just getting ambitious because I found this so weird what he did. And probably I was too ambitious. That's possible. So takes this. Now rook d3, which is very strange. Rook f8 was better. But like rook d3, why not rook a5? I mean, active moves? No, rook d3. And now I was getting too ambitious. That is the problem. King e6 is probably still okay. And this is also certainly okay. And here now I have to do something better. Yeah. Of course, 35 seconds, but still. Rook f8, f2. It's just a better ending for black. Yeah. This is probably okay, but not not good, not great. Rook d3, ooh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a winning king and pawn ending. But okay, man, he just played weird stuff all the way. And now rook g4 is just awful. Just awful. Yeah, king d4. And then this, and then I can march the pawns. And I was just like systematically killing myself with what I did. And then now I'm lost. That was just very bad play. Very bad endgame play by me. Yeah, and then I had a couple of wins until I lost this game. Yeah, I completely screwed up the move order here. I'm actually a little bit shocked that the engine... Yeah, I have to take... This is the thing. I have to take here first and then take on b1. This is the problem because here I can actually take on g2. Exactly, yeah. There's this line, which is fine. And I have to... Only if he takes then with the pawn, then I can go for this. So I made the... I played in the wrong move order. And here I'm just in huge trouble. And as I said, I should have never seen move 15. And this is the thing. He played bishop f3. That is certainly fine. And bishop e3 is just awful. Sorry. I mean, I know he won the game and so on. And I always get bad comments like, never just bishop e3 is a bad move. It's just too lame. You have to kill black now, quickly. And you can only, like castles, queen b3, bishop e3 is passive. That shouldn't be played. Something like this, I cannot survive, simply. I have no development. And whenever I play e6, he's pushing this. And I never get a blockade. In the game I got this blockade, and here he can probably prevent that. I would probably consider d6. And it's one of the good moves, not even the best move. Rook e1. Yeah, something like this is just... That's much, much faster and just killing. Bishop e3, okay, I can play e6 now, and as you see, I mean, I'm still worse, but I'm kind of in the game somewhat, yeah? Castles, knight f6, yeah, that's another lame move, and here, I mean, it's not great, but I'm not lost. And then we got this, so it seems that I shouldn't castle here, but okay, so rook e4, bishop e4 was actually better. And now, yeah, now I was just, that was too loose. I was getting over optimistic because he played it so weirdly and giving me chances. And e4 is just not right because this queen h3 was something that I didn't see at all. I didn't see it at all. So I should play some f4 or rook e8. Just wait a moment. And this is probably... f4 is good. Yeah, queen h3. If I would have seen that queen h3 is coming, I completely overlooked that idea. Then I would consider this move, sure. Why not? If the queen is not joining this, I'm playing f5 and I'm attacking myself. I have those dynamic pawns and his bishop really sucks. The way after queen h3, I'm just lost, I guess. Yeah, I totally did not see the move. Yeah. And here you're basically, here you're just done. No chance whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, I stumbled, went into that, but it just lost. It's just lost. Yeah, so that was interesting, that the opening, yeah, I made this bad decision, the move order. That was odd. Yeah, in that ending, yeah, where I was just playing the worst technical game ever. There were certainly things before, yeah, that is pretty clear, but this is just very nice. Yeah, c6 was winning, okay, but that is also just a total win. And now just see how that should be done. So I played b6. What is the best way to win this? The engine wants to play a king move, but I think this looks good, yeah? and then push the b pawn, because then this king cannot approach. That is probably a good way to play. Let's see, if he pushes his own pawn, I go b6, and something like that. He's just by far too slow. Now I manage this mechanism here, and I just promote. So this is easy, and b6 should still win, but b7 is ridiculously bad. It is just, I mean, okay, yeah, I have little time, but my endgame instincts are just off. After b7, I have no way to promote. It's just a ridiculously bad move. Rook c7, b7, and I'm still winning easily. And this is giving it almost away. I mean, the position here was still winning. He's giving me everything with check and so on, but by now I was on 8 seconds and I lost on time. Just when I was about to play rook c5. And I'm getting a full queen here, so like 5-6 more seconds would have been enough. But ouch, I didn't want to do that. Have that sound coming up. So yeah, this one, and then there was this draw. And that was also somewhat odd. That was the sacrifice game. Yeah, we can check this. Oh, it actually okay, it didn't work. I should play just play for the attack. Bishop h3 or rook h3 or bishop f4 is strong. Yeah, I was too tempted to try it. So here I'm just piling up and say I'm going to sacrifice later. Yeah, it's kind of more realistic. That doesn't seem to work. Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's just not quite enough. This is a totally forced variation, and I thought actually f6. Okay, f5 I should win what he did. That doesn't surprise me actually, but I didn't see it. f6, that's what I mentioned already during the game, should be much better. Why allow me to take here? So how could I have won then? Queen h6 wins. Oh, I have the check on c4. Oh no. This is very simple actually. It's very simple. Check here. Okay, this is quite clear. That wins everything. And queen here, I have the check and this check, and I'm winning everything. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, the key line being that here I'm mating. Yeah, so that was not very difficult, and would have been nice, yeah, to win that. I mean, the sacrifice here was not working, but at least it's I tried. And if he makes this double question mark move, I should try to exploit it. I mean, I couldn't find it during the game. So yeah, many mistakes, but I hope it was still an entertaining video despite my rambling and so on. I didn't say that at the beginning, but you see that, right? The text there. This is the final video before a break. I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks. So I'll be back when I'm back home, relaxed hopefully, and ready to play more games on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching.